Good afternoon. This is the player ratings for the Newcastle versus Villa in the FA Cup yesterday. Newcastle coming out 3-1 winners in an interesting game. Lots of things to talk about. I'll be giving you my player ratings, my man of the match, and we will be discussing the refereeing team's performance, not just the ref, the linesman as well. So we'll get into it. There's my starting lineup and player ratings. Ramsdale, I gave some of these probably a little bit high after the game, just being angry with the refereeing performance. Ramsdale, we've gone for 7.5. He didn't really have that much to do, but what he did have to do, he didn't do wrong. Couldn't do anything about the goal. He swept up well. His distribution was a lot better than we've seen from Pope lately. Probably a little bit high. Should have been a 7. Give him 7.5. Lewis Hall, left back, gave him a 7. You get a 7 every week minimum from Lewis Hall. He didn't do anything outstanding in the game, but he didn't do anything wrong. Played his role really well. Sitting inside when we were attacking with the ball, also overlapping at points. Good game. Trippier, one of his best games lately. Didn't get caught out. It was up and down. The second half, with the extra man, he had a hell of a lot of space on the right-hand side. Played pretty well. Chow, I've given a 7. I think his defensive performance probably warrants more, but there was 2 or 3 really bad passes that just went straight to their man, so I've knocked him down a little bit for his distribution. Gets a 7. Dan Burn, 7.5. Really solid. Never got caught out defensively. Played his balls simply, but he was vocal throughout the whole game. He was organising the defence. He was organising the people in front of him when we had that extra man. Really solid from Dan Burn. Midfield, Voltemade, Ramsey and Tonali. I've got it down as a 4-2-1-3 there. But Voltemade, when we didn't have the ball, was more of the left-sided midfielder. Tonali central, Jacob Ramsey on the right. But when we did have the ball, Ramsey and Tonali were interchanging and Voltemade was playing as a 10. So we've gone with that formation. Like Ramsey, again, solid against his former club, 7. Always running. Always really solid with the ball. It's very rare he loses the ball. Very press resistant. He can get past that first man, keep the ball and find a pass. Tonali's my man of the match. Give him a 9. 2 goals. We've been begging for him to shoot outside the area. For anyone to shoot from outside the area. He's done it twice. He's scored twice. The first one took a deflection. The second one was an absolute rocket into the bottom corner. But then his overall performance, he was everywhere on the pitch again. It looked like he wanted the ball all the time, which he's been lacking for the last few months. I don't know what it is. Is it the fact that Bruno's out injured now and he's got to step up? Is he just, this is his chance to put himself on the market, or is this his chance to prove that he's the main man? I don't care which way it is. He played absolutely brilliantly yesterday. And then Nick Voltemade, playing as that 10. I've not been sure on Voltemade. I didn't think Eddie Howe would ever play with a 10. My dad has been calling for it for weeks, playing him in midfield and as a 10. And I've dismissed him, but I thought he had a good game. Give him a 7. He was linking up play really well. He got his goal. For me, he's still taking one too many touches. He's brilliant with the ball at his feet. But I think he just needs to release it a little bit quicker. But overall, I thought one of his better games in the black and white shirt. And then your starting front 3, Asula, Barnes and Murphy. Murphy, 6 and Barnes at 6. I thought they were quite disappointing out on the wing. Thought Murphy's distribution was poor and Barnes, he couldn't get, was it Bellegarde? Villa's fullback on his side. He couldn't get past his man. With Barnes, he either scores or he doesn't do much. And today it was he didn't do much. Asula 6.5. He ran the line well. He's a bit, I don't know what it is, he's a bit sloppy. He's a bit like a puppy. He's very exuberant. He runs everywhere. He'll give you 100% effort, but he looks a bit gangly still. I think there's a player there. I do think he'll get sold, but I think there is a player in him. 6.5 for a Sula. So that's your starting lineup. Player ratings. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with them. The main thing I want to talk about now is the refereeing team's performance. So I think the overall refereeing team's performance was shambolic. I don't think I've seen a worse game by a team of refs ever. I don't like VAR. I think it takes the joy out of goals, the length of time it takes to make decisions. And I don't think this says we need VAR, but I think this performance says the refereeing standard in English football is so below par, it's untrue. The linesmen nowadays are so scared to make a decision because they know they've got VAR to either get them out of a bad decision or back them up if it wasn't a decision to be made. And when you're in the FA Cup and there's no VAR, they're so scared to make a decision that they just don't make any decision. And same with the refs. I've got highlighted 3, but I'll talk about multiple instances in the game where I was absolutely baffled. So we'll start with their goal, Villa's goal. Brilliant free kick routine. Well executed by Douglas Luiz, but it's offside. There's 2 Villa players offside. One of them, Tammy Abraham, who scores the goal. Great touch and finish. Nothing against the touch and finish. But he's clearly offside by a yard. The linesman's job at a free kick is to stand on the defensive line. So surely he can see that is offside. The referee's blocked. From where the referee's standing, he can't see if it's onside or offside. He's got to rely on his linesman there. The linesman should be on the line, and he has to call that offside. So that's the first one in the game. Frustrating, but benefit of the doubt, it's one call. Maybe it gets better. Here's the second. We're highlighting the foul on Jacob Murphy that was given as a free kick and a yellow card. It is clearly a red card, and the linesman is stood on that side about 10-15 yards away from it. So if the ref doesn't see it, the linesman has to let him know. He's stood to a high. The photo I've got here is on his foot, but it comes off through his shin as well. Studs up, flying in dangerous tackle. It should have been a red card. It was given as a free kick and a yellow. And it's Lucas Digne. Next one I'll highlight. And this is the most egregious out of everything. Trippier crosses the ball in. Digne's hands up. Hits his arm in the box. The referee calls for a foul. Gives it as a free kick outside the box. And no card for Digne. So Digne should already be sent off. He then gives away a handball in the box, given outside the box, and gets no card for it. To me, that should be a second yellow card and a sending off. And let's get to the obvious point. At no point does Lucas Digne ever leave the box. From the moment the ball's crossed, hits his arm, referee blows his whistle, goes to point a free kick, Digne never leaves the box. He gets back into a defending position for a free kick and never leaves the box. The referee's view did look slightly blocked. Again, the linesman's on that side. He's 15-20 yards away from it. How can he not let the referee know that that is a penalty, not a free kick? It's absolutely egregious. If we'd have lost this game, not just me, every Newcastle fan's head would be boiling more than it already is. Because these are simple decisions that at grassroots level referees get right. The PGA, MOL need to look into this game and they need to communicate with the footballing community. what the referee was thinking and the linesman was thinking when these decisions were made. And it needs looking into because it's an absolute joke. In the City game, I think it was Marmoush was clearly onside and the linesman gave it offside and he was 2 yards onside. So that's the three I want to highlight. But on top of that, there was multiple other instances. Leon Bailey, I think it was got put through, but he was 5 yards off. Goes out for a corner. Bernie's screaming at the linesman for offside. Nothing's given a corner to Villa. Nothing comes from it. Jacob Ramsey takes a touch in their box. Clearly goes out for a corner. Comes off a Villa player. Giving us a goal kick. And then Ramsey gets booked for protesting that it was meant to be a corner. Another penalty shout with... There was a couple in the first half. Barnes's, I'm not sure. I think in the moment I wouldn't have given that one. But Lewis Hall was taken out in the box. 100% Stonewall penalty. Nothing given again. The corner, Dan Burn gets wrestled to the ground. Nothing given again. So many instances of just simple decisions that went against us. And it's not against, this is nothing against Villa. This is just purely on the refereeing performance. I thought Villa, until the sending off, I thought it was a pretty even game. We showed flashes with nothing really in the final balls were poor. Villa looked really, really good on the counter-attack. Rodgers was brilliant first half. But simply on the refereeing performance, it was an absolute joke. I hope the PGMOL look into the referees, and I hope we actually get some communication about it, because they're very quick to release video footage and praise when referees get things right. They need to let us know why were the decisions that were made, why they were made, and what was going through all the linesmen and the referees' minds at that time. And they need to apologise, profusely. And for me, that refereeing team needs standing down for at least 2 games and learn how to referee without VAR again. It's an absolute joke. Like I said, if we'd lost that game and gone out of the FA Cup due to the performance of the refs, I would have been seething. Absolutely seething. End of the day, we've won though. Banging goal from Tonali for his second. He stepped up massively in the absence of Bruno. 2 away wins on the bounce, and Voltemada gets his goal, hopefully. Bit of confidence back. And plays in that number 10 role again. I really hope we stick with that tactic now. Give it a run, see how far it can carry us. Please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you agree or disagree with. And we'll be back midweek for Qarabag away in the Champions League. Good luck to all those fans travelling away. 5,000 mile, 7,000 mile round trip or something like that. Longest away day ever. I'll see you next time.